Wow, it's been a while since I've even slapped an intro on the front of one of my videos. Since it has been such a long time, let's go ahead and get a few things out of the way in the form of shameless plugs. My name is Mote Plox, and if you're new to the channel, then welcome. I'm that guy that used to upload buttloads of RuneScape top 10 videos and mediocre progress videos. I've been live streaming fairly consistently for the past month, and I don't think many of you know about it anymore, so you can find me streaming live after this video has been uploaded over at twitch.tv/mote_plox, and you can also find my Instagram account over at instagram.com/mote_plox. My Twitter also at twitter.com/mote_rs. My Snapchat username is mote_plox, and well, is that everything? I think that's everything. Now that sellout mode is going to be disengaged and I no longer have a soul, please enjoy the video. Number 10. The Wizard's Tower Bridge. Now, I've touched base on this before in a previous facts video years ago, but I never actually had footage of the original Wizard's Tower Bridge until now. When RuneScape 2 was released in 2004, a lot of things looked different than they do today in old school RuneScape. Cities looked different, NPCs looked different, game interfaces looked different, even some skills hadn't been released yet. It wasn't until 2006 that the Wizard's Tower Bridge was updated into what it looks like today within OSRS, as well as the tower itself being updated a little bit as well. Number 9. Monkey Madness. At one point in time, the quest was actually considered to be one of the hardest quests in all of RuneScape. Monkey Madness was officially released on the 6th of December in 2004, and I recently found out about something about the quest that almost nobody knows about. Whenever you're at the part of the quest that requires you to transport a monkey to the Ardoin Zoo, you can actually feed that monkey in your inventory bananas, but that's not all. If you feed the monkey enough bananas, eventually the monkey will literally spit out a medium clue scroll. This was even confirmed by ex-Jagex moderator Mod Reach. Mod Reach, otherwise known as Mad Dan, on his old player moderator account, even confirmed that this probably is one of the oldest and most secret Easter eggs in all of RuneScape. Number 8. So a lot of you might know this one, but some of you may not. There's actually quite a lot of free teleports around RuneScape that practically anybody can take advantage of, if you're a member player, of course. For example, at the Shanty Pass, if you're speaking with Shanty and you tell him that you're an outlaw and that you plan on killing him, he will have his guards lock you away in a cell that's next to the Shanty Pass. To be let out of the cell, all you have to do is pay 5 GP, but if you're wanting to manipulate this free secret teleport and don't pay the 5 GP, then you'll be transported to the Port Sarim jail. Once you're there, simply pick the lock and you'll be free. Another quick and free teleport that any member player can manipulate is over at the Dark Wizard's Tower southwest of the Falador Crumbling Wall agility shortcut. Go to the top of the tower and speak to Xandar Horfire. He'll immediately tell you that you are trespassing, and if you refuse to leave, you'll be instantly teleported to the Lumbridge Swamps right next to the shed that can take you to Xanaris. Number 7. Power mining. So everyone knows the term power mining. It's when you mine ores until your inventory is full, and then you just drop the ores and continue mining, right? Well, the term power mining actually comes from RuneScape Classic. Back in the day, RuneScape Classic, around 2001, you didn't actually need to empty your inventory spaces before you could mine any more ore. If your inventory was full and you attempted to mine a rock, the ore would just fall underneath your feet when you mined it. Back in these days, apart from the sleeping bag, there was no real botting precautions put in place yet. There were no random events to stop botters or anything like that at all. Eventually, a botting website was created that introduced one of the very first botting scripts in RuneScape that manipulated this method of power mining ores. And since everyone came up with the term for this method of mining, known as power mining, it's actually where the website got their domain name as well. Their website's name was, and still is, PowerBot. Please keep in mind, though, that botting is very much against the rules of RuneScape, and I'm not encouraging anybody to do it in any way. You will be banned very quickly today if you bot, and you should just not do it. Number 6. So everyone knows about the wise old man robbing Drainer Bank, right? Well, he actually hadn't robbed the bank until 2006. Before that, in 2005, since the bank hadn't been robbed by the wise old man yet, the bank's wall didn't have a hole in it, and the wise old man, as well as his house that he lives in, looked pretty different. For example, his house today is filled with his riches he's gathered over time, presumably from robbing people, and he himself obviously is wearing a blue party hat, a hat that was once very valuable in RuneScape, but in 2005 he didn't have that hat, and his house looked pretty plain. There was also a back door to his house on the northern side of his building, and not just a single front door like he has today. Number 5. Did you guys know that you can literally slice bananas with almost any weapon in RuneScape? You can even use quest weapons to do this as well. If the weapon qualifies as having a bladed edge, you can slice a banana with it. This is actually something I never knew about before, and it makes me wonder if any of you knew about it as well. Let me know down in the comments. Number 4. So this one's an interesting one. I found these images online on a RuneScape player's PhotoBucket account. Somehow, they used a program to explore the item modeling databases of RuneScape's files, some of which were items that had not been released into old-school RuneScape yet, but were on their way to being released. For example, before the music skill cape was released, you could find its item model as it was being worked on before its release, as well as the still animation of the emote that was going to be paired with the cape as well. This specific player also found out about what the full cow suit was going to look like as well before it released in OSRS, and he found an early model of what the original dragon pickaxe was going to look like. It kind of resembles a double-sided dragon woodcutting axe. And lastly, here's a picture of what the original dragon plate body was going to look like as well. Now, I've attempted to contact the original holder of these photos, but they never responded. I showed these photos to a few people that are experienced in these kind of things also, and they told me that they believed that these items weren't a part of any custom item creations from RuneScape private servers, which would make them legitimate early concept models of what these items might have originally looked like before they were released in an earlier version of old school RuneScape. Number 3. So this one's pretty short and simple, but it's something that fills me with a lot of nostalgia regardless. So if you were like me, you probably loved seeing the old Silverlight Sword when you first started playing RuneScape and wondered how on earth you could get one for yourself. Well, if you played for a long time, you might remember that Silverlight didn't always have the same model as it does today within OSRS. Here's how it looks like today, and this is how it used to look. Does anybody remember this? This isn't that interesting, but I gather it will fill some of you, like me, with a lot of nostalgia. Number 2. Port Sarim used to look way different than it does today. The tile designs on the docks of the city had a really weird design, and the seagulls weren't actually attackable. Instead, they would just fly around you, and you wouldn't be able to interact with them in any way. This one sort of ties into number 10 when I spoke about the old design of the Wizard's Tower Bridge. Sometimes it's crazy to me to look back on some of the things that have changed throughout the progression of this game, and it makes me wonder if any of you would have preferred Port Sarim to have kept its old design, or do you like the Port Sarim that we have now in old school RuneScape? Number 1. So we all know that RuneScape doesn't have a sky. It doesn't rain, in fact there's no weather system at all, and it's always daytime. But have you ever wondered specifically what time of day it actually is within the world of Gielinor? It's morning time actually, always. We can figure this out by speaking to the bartender inside of the bar at Sears Village, and if you head east towards Catherby, you'll find a clock on the roof of the bank that reads exactly the time of 11:05. Judging by what the bartender tells us, it's always around 11 o'clock in the morning in RuneScape. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I'm sorry about that, but I really have actually been streaming a lot more this past month if anyone would be interested in watching. You can also find a link to my Twitch down in the description, or just go to twitch.tv/mote_plox. I'll most likely be live right after this video has been uploaded, so come say hi to me. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.